This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 26th day of February in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. The annual Police Officers Conference opened this morning with President Irfan Ali announcing plans to advance security at Guyana's ports with the use of fully digitized scanners. While addressing law enforcement officers at Police Headquarters Ivulleri, the president said the government is partnering with the U.S. government to roll out the initiative that will improve traceability and accountability at the country's ports, including at the airports and wharves.
The next phase of advancement at our ports, and we're working with the U.S. On this, is to have a fully digitized scanner system for everything that is coming in and going out. So we are going to remove the burden on our human capacity, and we're going to have scanners at all our ports for every single thing that is going in and coming out, with traceability, accountability, and also with storage capacity, so that we can have better security and better management of our border system.
President Ali also said the government will push ahead to enhance existing legislation to support stiffer penalties for those who are bent on breaching customs and immigration laws.
With that will come enhanced legislation that would see higher fines for persons who would not correctly declare what is in their bags going in and coming out. So the burden of responsibility legislatively will be shifted more to people, because partnership is about people, and people must take responsibility for their action. So you'll see strengthened legislation, higher fines, and also greater penalties for persons who will try to cheat the system or beat the system.
And according to the president, the investment in improved security systems at the country's ports forms part of the government's efforts to capitalize on the use of technology to better improve public systems through prudent investments. He said investments in technology have already yielded success, with criminal activities in Border, Stabroek and along the Kingston seawall already under decline as a result of the installation of electronic monitors with cameras.
We have placed large screens with cameras so that you can see yourself and everything you're doing on television. And that has significantly reduce crime in those areas, significantly reduce crime in those areas, because we are all looking out for each other.
President Ali said the country has recorded a 12.2% reduction in serious crimes over the past year and a 25.9% decline in murders, while robberies have also fallen by 40.9%. He said the government is adopting a scientific data-driven approach to crime fighting using technology.
So data, accumulation of data, analysis of data, quality of data, these are all important issues that we are addressing to develop an effective crime fighting mechanism. So data sets, understanding data sets, analyzing data sets. And that is why we're training our police officers in all of these areas, so that they will be able to use the data. They will be able to do the type of analysis that is required. They will be able to develop policing techniques based on these investments that we are making.
Noting that the government is not acting in a vacuum, the president further explained that police ranks are being trained in a number of specialized areas, including cybersecurity and forensic science. Last year, more than 1,400 ranks underwent specialized training at a cost of $250 million, and another 1,700 ranks are expected to be trained this year. Of the $34.3 billion allocated to the Guyana Police Force through this year's budget, $2 billion has been set aside to upgrade the force's transportation fleet, the president also announced.
We are going to be investing in a system that will ring fence our assets, so that our assets cannot go on other rides except operational ride. That's important because we have to safeguard the asset. We will have GPS mapping and tracking of our assets so that we will know when we invest $2 billion in our assets and the public call, and we know we have 5 vehicles within 5 minutes of where that call is coming from, and none of the assets move, we will know where they were, what they were doing, and then we'll hold people accountable as to why they did not respond.
President Ali used the opportunity also to applaud the Minister of Home Affairs, Robeson Ben, and his ministry on the launch of the nationwide campaign encouraging Guyanese to do the right thing. The police officers' conference will wrap up this weekend. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Mobil Delvac Heavy Duty Lubricants. With more than 90 years of experience and innovation, Mobil Delvac is a recognized leader in advanced heavy duty lubricants. Discover how the state-of-the-art Mobil Delvac technology can help protect and extend the life of your diesel engines. Mobil Delvac, the trusted brand for many successful businesses. Protect your fleet and keep your vehicles on the road and out of the shop. Helped by Mobil Motor Oils. Distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
Citizens, please be reminded that the Ministry of Housing and Water does not sell land or housing units through any third-party arrangements or accept payments through any mobile money platforms. All our allocations are done at our Brickdam Georgetown Lane office, any of our regional offices, or at any scheduled Dream Realized event. A message from the Ministry of Housing and Water, Central Housing and Planning Authority.
Welcome back. Let's tell you now that U.S. Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Theriot today says she does not anticipate any large-scale deportation of illegal Guyanese from the U.S. However, she told reporters that regular routine deportations are expected to continue. The new U.S. government has overhauled its immigration policy and has earmarked on a large-scale deportation of undocumented and illegal immigrants. There are reports that a large number of Guyanese nationals who have been living illegally in the U.S. could see themselves being sent back home. Speaking to reporters on the sidelines of the police officers' conference this morning, the U.S. ambassador said Guyana is not expected to see large-scale deportations.
But you won't be seeing something like you've seen for Colombia or some of the other countries, a large group. That's not something that will be happening for Guyana. It will just be a routine process that's been going on for decades.
Just last week, Vice President Barrett Jagdeo said the country has not been provided with any list of the final number of Guyanese to be deported from the U.S. for illegally residing in that country. As part of its strategy to clamp down on illegal migration, the U.S., through its Immigration and Border Control agencies, has been sweeping through a number of communities across the U.S. in search of undocumented immigrants. For undocumented Guyanese nationals, the ambassador said there is no specific targeting of any select group.
Actually, I've heard nothing at this point about that from the administration, the new administration in Washington. We've always had routine deportations of citizens of all over the Caribbean, all over the world, and that's not something new.
But the U.S. has been in talks with a number of countries, including countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, to receive other undocumented immigrants from third-party countries. The ambassador said while some discussions have been held with Guyana, there is no agreement in place on that specific issue. In the courts, city businessman Marlon De Silva was remanded to jail this morning after facing the indictable charge of murder. The 32-year-old man is accused of murdering his reputed wife, 27-year-old Kenesha Vaughn, at their Diamond East Bank Demerara home. The woman was shot multiple times to her body. The couple shared a 3-year-old child. With several of his family members turning up at the Diamond Courthouse this morning, the businessman appeared before Magistrate Wanda Fortune, where he was not required to enter a plea to the charge. Before the magistrate ordered him remanded to prison, one of his attorneys, Everton Singh Lamy, expressed surprise to the court that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions went ahead with filing the murder charge before going through all of the evidence in the case. The attorney claims that there is a recording of the incident that is in the police force's possession. He said based on that recording, he intends to approach the DPP's office for the charge to be changed. The accused is also being represented by attorneys Sanjeev Dattadin and Lakshmi Rahamat. In a statement on the murder, the Guyana police force had indicated that a businessman claimed that he slapped his wife during an argument, and she charged towards him with a knife. He reportedly told the investigators that it was at that stage that he pulled out his licensed firearm and shot the woman multiple times. The police statement also indicated that a breathalyzer test conducted on the man just after the murder found that he was intoxicated. He was reportedly with friends at a popular Main Street bar having drinks before heading home. The presiding magistrate has set a 21st of March date for the continuation of the matter. The murder accused has been remanded until then.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Ready to up your game? Ready to up your game? Win big with over 60 epic prizes. A brand new PS5, Nintendo Switch, iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple smartwatch, and the hottest earbuds from Apple and Samsung. Plus, we are giving away thousands in phone credit and a whole year supply of Buster or Turbo Energy drink. Here's how. Buy any Buster or Turbo Energy drink, find the code starting with BB and enter online or on WhatsApp. Visit us on Facebook or Instagram at Turbo_Caribbean or Buster Guyana for all the details. Don't just play, up your game with Buster and Turbo Energy.
At the opening of the police officers' conference this morning, Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken announced that the Guyana Police Force will be establishing a police tourism department, a behavioral unit, as well as an oil and gas unit. The top cops to the units are intended to respond to the evolving needs of the country and are aligned with the force's strategic plan 2022 to 2026. Addressing the officers' conference, Mr. Hicken also spoke of the need to enhance the force's aviation department and the police reform committee that is aiding the force in the transition from a police force to a police service.
Continue to digitize the force assets management function and record keeping. Resuscitate the OS department. Continue to decentralize daycare to each police region so that the police can focus on work and not looking at children. Establish a wellness program for ranks across the Guyana police force.
He said the force will also place significant focus on the training of its ranks. It is estimated that some 1,700 ranks will be trained this year in a number of specialized areas. The police force is also looking to advance its use of technology in keeping with its crime-fighting strategies.
Develop and implement crime prevention strategies based on stratified policing and other data-driven approaches. Design and implement early intervention system through stakeholders. Enhance recruitment effort by redesigning and recruiting program. Boost digital forensic and cyber capability. Establish a unit to deal with 2026-2031 strategic plan, and we are going to establish a unit to deal with artificial intelligence.
Commissioner Hicken said in 2024 the police force made significant investments to improve the force's infrastructure, its human resource capability, and its transportation fleet, all in an effort to modernize policing in the country. He shied away from making any comments about corruption, which has dogged the police force over the past year. CARICOM's 25 by 2025 initiative, which targeted the reduction of the region's more than $6 billion food import bill by 25% by year-end, has now been extended to 2030, President Irfan Ali has announced. New goals have also been added to the initiative. According to the president, the uncertainties in the global trade arena and the impacts from natural disasters in the region are among the factors that have necessitated an extension to the Regional Food Security Initiative. President Ali, who is the current lead head of CARICOM with responsibility for agriculture and food security, made the announcement at the end of the 48th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government in Barbados. The president said the expanded initiative will now see the introduction and use of technology, the increased participation of women and youths in agriculture, and other initiatives.
So as a result of this holistic approach, we will now be expanding the focus to achieving not only food security, but resilience, sustainability, and enhanced technology with greater participation among women and youth by 2030.
And given the current situation, the president said the region has established a holistic framework to build a resilient, sustainable, and competitive industry and food system.
However, 2025 is adding a lot of worry to the situation. The increased climate-related challenges, increased transportation and logistics costs, uncertainty in tariffs and rules, trade rules, would have a significant impact on the costs of food globally and here within our region.
Further, President Ali also said CARICOM leaders are examining the thorny issue of the rise in food prices.
Given the current situation, we have established a holistic framework through which the industry and the food system must be built to ensure resilience, sustainability, and competitiveness. We also want to build a food system which encourages young people and women to participate.
He also said there has been a significant increase in private sector investment and lending in the agriculture sector across the region, and food production is on the rise.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
Cybersecurity is essential for every organization. By educating your team on its importance, you equip them to protect your business, sensitive data, and minimize the risk of cyber attacks. Discover how Bravo Stronghold can safeguard your business. Visit us at booth 57 during the Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo, February 18 to the 21st at the Guyana Marriott Hotel.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has boasted about his 10-year legacy of developing Trinidad and Tobago as he announced that he will resign from office on March 16, 2025. According to Trinidad Express, he was speaking at a ceremony held to mark the commissioning of the Lisa Morris Julian Boulevard. This means that Rowley will enjoy his last carnival as Prime Minister before he hands over the reins of power to Energy Minister Stuart Young. PM Rowley said he was pleased to be ending his tenure of public service with a certain amount of satisfaction, having charted a course of development for the country over a decade. Before demitting office, Rowley announced that on March 10, he will inaugurate the central block of the Port of Spain General Hospital. Furthermore, on March 15, he will open the new ANR Robertson Airport Terminal building. Chile's power grid and major copper mines slowly came back online on Wednesday morning after a major outage hit the world's top producer of metal, with power farms working to restore the system to full operation, authorities said. According to Reuters, the power outage caused by a transmission line failure in northern Chile struck mid-afternoon on Tuesday, plunging most of the South American country into darkness and knocking out electricity to major mines. In an early morning report on Wednesday, Chile's National Electricity Coordinator, CEN, said that more than 90% of residential consumption had been restored, though there were reports of intermittent power in some cities. Both the incident and its impact are a cause for worry, the Interior Minister told a press conference, noting that a number of safety nets failed and other power stations failed repeatedly when trying to come back online. The failure was attributed to energy distributor ISA Interchile, a subsidiary of Colombia's ISA, which is owned by state oil company Ecopetrol. And finally tonight, international news. Ukraine said on Wednesday it was set to approve a framework minerals deal with the United States, but that its success would depend on talks with President Donald Trump, according to Reuters. The deal, under which Kiev would hand over revenue from its mineral resources to a fund jointly controlled by the U.S., is central to Ukrainian attempts to win strong support from Trump as he seeks a quick end to Russia's war, with U.S.-Russian talks that have so far excluded Kiev set to continue on Thursday. Trump confirmed Zelensky would visit Washington on Friday, but suggested the United States would not be making far-reaching security guarantees. Kiev has been seeking U.S. security guarantees as part of the deal cast by Trump as a payment for the U.S. aid to Kiev during the war. The most important thing was that the current draft did not cast Ukraine as a debtor that would have to pay back hundreds of billions of dollars for past military assistance. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a blessed evening.